let's talk about today, and let's see what was coming on up. So today is Tuesday, April 9th, and let's see what is going to be that next big move. So what is going on today? Let's see what's going to be coming up next. And with that being said, what has happened? The best play so far today has been ATAI. ATAI, that was the best mover. That was the best ripper. That was the best runner. That one has gone on a very big move. Now, with that being said, I traded this morning MRIN. That was my second trade on the small account challenge. As always, what are we seeing? I will be showing you guys my P&L on that play, and you guys can notice right here on this P&L, I got in at 498. I sold some at 517, and the rest got sold at 511. This trade was about 2 minutes long, where I was in at 938 and got sold at around this 940 mark. So it was about a 2-minute trade, and I made a total of about $107 in profit. So, that was something that I was very happy about. That MRIN worked out so great. And, with that being said, the amount of profits we saw in Profits Chat was something that really got me so fired up as well. And that's just because the majority of our chat room is banking on MRIN. And I'm just going to take, again, just like a random quick screenshot right here. The amount of people, getting filled on this play was absolutely awesome to be able to make some, just big time profit. And a lot of people were able to out trade me on this, which was great. So 123, 150, 245, 900, 148, 224, 180, 124, 143, 380, 80 bucks right here. Awesome job, right? You guys traded better than me. Now, MRIN didn't get that big follow through that we really was looking for, right? We didn't get that big follow through that we really wanted to see break out. That big follow through that we really wanted to see, go on that big time run. Right, so that's what I was really focused on to see if this hype was going to come on through. Now let's dive into it. Let's talk about everything right here. Right, let's talk about this whole entire play. And with that being said, when we look at MRIN, it really started with VTL, because VTL is where the mob started. This is where the hype came in. This is where the activity came in. This is where the volume came on in to start at the bell, where this went from 75 cents and shot all the way up to 85 cents. Now, why did this one get that volume right at the start of the day? Well, this was the #1 top gainer yesterday, right? #1 top gainer in the stock market yesterday as it spiked 41% on the day. Once again, traders had to keep this on high alert because this was looking for a continuation breakout for the third day in a row. Now, to be honest, we usually don't see 3 days in a row of massive green. We usually see some sort of selling. We usually see some sort of pullbacks. Oh, I was going to bring up my pictures of all those mid-candle breakout patterns. This is my new computer, so I don't have them yet. But we usually see 1 or 2 big green days. And with that being said, we have our red day, to come back on down and kind of balance it out a little bit. So we saw VTL, start popping on up and start ripping. And once this stock started falling back on down and start crashing, what did I want you guys to realize? What did I want you guys to notice? That the mob was going to be going somewhere else. Right when I saw VTL falling below 80 cents, I'm saying to myself, all right, this is the time MRIN is going to start moving. Once, I saw VTL start falling on down, I'm saying, all right, MRIN, here we go. And what time did MRIN start taking on off? MRIN started taking off around 938. I wasn't in at 474. I wasn't in at 480. I wasn't in at 488. I wasn't in at 490. I was in all the way up at around 498. And then the stock went on this nice spike up to 550, came all the way back down to 505, 510, ran all the way up to 560, sat around 560 for about 10 minutes, and then has been just chilling around 529, 530 this whole entire time. Now, this did not get the big volume that I wanted to continue through because the volume actually went to ATAI, right? Right when VTL started falling, ATAI, that's when this stock started getting the big time hype. Why did I buy MRIN? Right? Because everything I want to do, I always want to talk about, my credibility, right? Everything I do, I want to talk about my credibility. And with that being said, MRIN, this play today, came out with a great press release. The press release that came out was right here on MRIN. It striked an exclusive partnership to elevate cross-channel advertising for the mid-markets, right? So that's absolutely, so important. Just want to make sure that you guys got this. All right, so Just want to make sure one-on-one chat is open, and you guys can hit them up if you guys have any sort of problem whatsoever. So the first things first, guys, where's my credibility on why I bought this play is because MRIN came out with this press release, right? So we have MRN strikes an exclusive partnership to elevate cross-channel advertising for the mid-market. With that being said, you could dive into here, and we could see we are incredibly thrilled to embark on the strategic partnership with MRIN. And then MRIN said, hey, partnering with AudiXX makes a milestone for our company. So it's for both parties seem very happy. We have a keyword partnership, which is something we really like. So now let's move on. Let's see what else we like about MRIN. Well, if we dive and look at the float on MRIN, the float is 3.8 million in float, right? 3.8 million in float. So that's a nice little float on this play. On top of that, what else do we have on MRIN? MRIN has a 13 EMA at the bottom, 50-day moving average squeezing up top right here. So we have a 13 EMA right here at the bottom. We have a 50-day moving average squeezing right up across the top and some higher lows being built. What does that look like to you? That looks like, again, a nice triangle. And as we know, if a stock's inside a triangle, it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. That's where we usually get our squeeze, and that's when we usually start ripping to the upside. So we have a stock with a great chart pattern. We have a stock with a low float. We have a stock with a good press release, an old spike to show that it can spike, a nice squeeze pattern right here. This had everything I like for a nice potential breakout. Now, with that being said, did this get the big time volume? Did this get the big time rip that we wanted to see? It went from, again, 475 up towards around that 565, but it did not hold up as well as we wanted because all volume went over to ATAI. But did this have predictability? Yes. Did this have credibility? Yes. Did the stock bring in the volume that we wanted? No, it did not. It wasn't able to continue to move on up because the mob shifted over to ATAI. But I'm not going to wait. That's the thing. I like MRIN. I'm not going to wait until the stock spikes huge for me to buy at the top and then be like, okay, now volume's here. I'm going to say to myself, this has the chart pattern. Everyone's leaving VTL. I'm going to look for an entry here. And if the volume comes in, perfect. I nailed it. If it doesn't, I'm not going to lose anything. It's not like we're not going to lose with a stock that has a great press release, a great chart pattern. If we're buying down near the $5 area, guess what? The stock's going to be moving up at least up to even, the whole entire day. It was holding up towards around 530. It just started falling back down towards around $5 right now. But, this was a great play with good credibility, but the lack of volume because everyone went over to ATAI was the reason on why this stock was not able to get that explosiveness. But everything else about it, I absolutely loved. Everything else about it, I absolutely loved. And, that is, an absolutely great, chart setup, an absolute great low float, an absolute great press release, and that's why really hopped in on that play. With that being said, as always, here's my P&L. You guys can see again, I have a total of $4,150 I've made so far. Not total. That's not total profit. That's my total account, and that's just getting in at 498, getting out at 517, 511 on a total of 800 shares, both on market orders. Profit was $107. But what really made me even more happy was the amount of traders that profited on this trade. Profit chat is absolutely filled, and on top of that was how you guys even made more than me because I got out a little too quick, and this stock actually ran another 40 cents or so. So that was beautiful. Now, with that being said, ATAI, what's going on with this play today? Right? What's going on with ATAI? Because this is the one that has been bringing in a lot of main attention. This is the one that was bringing in a lot of main hype. Now, what was going on with ATAI? Well, ATAI right here did come out with a press release talking about preliminary agreements for its acquisition of leading Chinese service provider of overseas art education. All right. So what we have, right, guys, is we have agreements of acquisition right here, which is absolutely great, which is absolutely awesome. But with that being said, what did we see? And this is where Trade Ideas kind of gave us a little bit of issues. ATAI on Trade Ideas puts it at 23 million in float, which is usually a little bit higher than what we usually trade, right? At 23 million in float stock, we usually like trading anything below 5 to 3 million. 23 million is a little bit higher. So we have ATAI right here on Trade Ideas, puts at 23 million in float. Now, with that being said, if we check it on Yahoo Finance, though, they have it at 5.99 million. So that's a much lower float. which means, we could have. I'm not going to say, okay, if, we noticed this would have been 100%. We would have, changed the world and, been able to drive Ferraris at the end of the day. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, we definitely probably would have put it a lot higher up on the scale on watch if, we saw that had a 6 million in float or 5.9 million in float rather than 23 million in float, right? Definitely a big difference there. So I definitely want you guys to understand that, that right here, we kind of trade ideas kind of hurt us a little bit on the fact that, they had the float wrong on this play. But with that being said, still happy with my profit. I'm still happy with the trade we made today. I'm still happy that ATAI has been a good, consistent runner. And this stock has gone on a good rip and run. That's a 5.9 million in floats play with a good press release right here. And again, it has all the good reasons on why it should take off. Right now, it's getting held up right near its 200-day moving average, 202. That's going to be the new resistance line on the stock. It came on down, bounced right off 175. Now it's going to be getting held off at the 200-day moving average. So that's been the other big play today. So basically, again, kind of top 3 plays that we have seen. We've seen VTL, quick morning spike. We saw our play, which is MRIN. MRIN, where this play was got to squeeze the chart pattern. That was our play. And then after that, guys, we had ATAI. Again, I've already shown this a few times today, but I will show it one more time in case anyone needs to see it or is just joining us. Here's my P&L, 800 shares in on the stock at 498, out at 517 and 511, in at 938, out right at 940, made a total of $107 on the day. So just want to make sure that you guys completely got that and you guys are all set. The reason, again, MRIN didn't get all the big volume that we wanted to is because ATAI, started getting it and people more focused on ATAI rather than MRIN. But, hey, you know what? Profit's profit. Green is green. And I'm happy to be raising my accounts 2 for 2 on my small accounts and looking to continue out with some good momentum, get some more trading in, get some bigger trades as the account grows and be able to get some big time profit. Super happy for everyone who profited today. You guys enjoy it. And with that being said, you guys not only made a nice rip and run on ATAI, on MRIN, be able to make some nice big profit, you guys were also, again, able to make more money than me, which is the most exciting thing. So that's all so great to see these nice spikes, to get these nice rips and runs, and for you guys to play them, and for you to not only make money, you make more money than me, and to be able to, just be able to grow your account. So great work.